Dereck Chisora ends his losing streak and defeats Kubrat Pulev via a 12-round split decision at the O2 Arena in Greenwich. This was a very entertaining fight, as you'd expect from Chisora, always coming forward, throwing bombs, and yeah, highly entertaining. And also, despite both of these guys being, in the twilight stages of their career, you got Chisora, who's, supposedly 38, and then you got Pulev, who's 41 years old. They actually put in a pretty good performance, both of them. Yeah, highly entertaining. And what's interesting is that in the post-fight interview, Chisora said he is open to fighting Deontay Wilder. Now, as we know, Deontay Wilder has not fought since losing to Tyson Fury last October in a very grueling contest. There was a phase where Wilder wasn't sure if he was going to return or not. He has recently confirmed that he will return to the ring. And yeah, I think it's possible that Chisora could be the perfect opponent for Deontay Wilder. Chisora is, as we all know, he's in the latter stages of his career, but he's still a name, and as we saw from last night, he's still someone who can pose some issues to the top fighters. And we have to remember with Chisora, he has only lost really in recent years to top fighters. He lost to Usyk, he lost to Dillian Whyte, he lost to Joseph Parker. These aren't journeymen he's losing to. He's losing to some of the better guys. In the case of Usyk, one of the best guys in the heavyweight division. But a fight against Wilder, it would be interesting. Based on last night's performance, Chisora is very hittable, as we know. It's not hard to hit Chisora, and as we also know, Wilder is also very, very explosive. He's got a right hand and a half, and there's a good chance that if he catches Chisora, he's probably going to knock him out. Chisora has been in a lot of wars throughout his career. And I think, Chisora's always had a good chin. But when he got cleaned up by Dillian Whyte, I think that was definitely an indication that his punch resistance has definitely decreased. So Chisora's probably a lot more chinny than he used to be. All the fights he's been in, he's had over 40 fights, and his style really is just come forward and trade bombs. But it would be an interesting fight, and I think it's definitely possible. What will also be interesting to see what Deontay Wilder has left after the Fury fights, because you have to remember Wilder really went for a lot in all three fights. Really, the first fight, obviously he was outboxed by Fury. The second fight, he got beaten up pretty much. He got really beaten up, and obviously got stopped. And the third fight as well, he just kind of, even though the third fight was very competitive, and it was really a slugfest. He got kind of beaten up again in the end. So while we have to also see what Wilder has left as well. So I think it really is an intriguing contest. Actually, I think it makes sense on a lot of levels. Chisora is looking to end his career on a high. Wilder's looking to make a comeback, and I think it makes sense on a lot of levels. So let me know what you think, if the fight's going to happen, and who you would pick in that fight. I think it's fair to say Wilder is obviously going to be the strong favourite. I think Wilder showed a lot in his Fury fights that he is rightly seen as one of the top heavyweights in the world. And yeah, just let me know what you think. Who's going to come out on top? And could Wilder also come back and get into the mix again, and maybe challenge for a world title again? And how many fights does Chisora have left realistically? How many fights does he have left? Because this is someone who's been in a lot of wars now, and there are people around him who want him to retire. Tony Bellew, Eddie Hearn, etc. And it remains to be seen how many fights he has left. But yeah, thank you for tuning in, guys. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and yeah, let me know your thoughts on this recent event.